It inspires you to make a longer list and put everything on your list. Little things, insignificant to someone else, important to you. I put a little revenge on my first list. My mentor said it was healthy. Some of the people who said I couldn't succeed, keep from the point. How we feel plays such a major part in our future. First, it's what we know, so we can make wise decisions about danger and opportunity. But second is how we feel. First, it's how you feel about the past. You need a healthy attitude about the past so that you use it, not live in it, but use it. Not carry it like a burden. But let the wise lessons you learned from the past now serve as fuel to furnish the future. Next, a good attitude about the future. You got to set your goals. We look back for experience, but we look forward for inspiration. We must be instructed and inspired. No better inspiration than to set your goal. I started this process when I was 25. Literally rocked my world, changed my life. I had no idea it was so simple. Here's how simple it is. Decide what you want, write it all down. Make a list of the people you want to meet. Make a list of the books you want to read. Make a list of the classes you want to take. Make a list of the skills you want to learn. Make a list of the cities you want to visit. Make a list of the investments you want to have. Just make these lists. Here's the next key now. Start checking them off. Put a lot of little things on some lists so you can start checking off something right away. That's part of the fun. Here's what's next. If you check off something major, celebrate. Because that inspires you to make a longer list of goals. And put everything on your list. Little things, insignificant to someone else, important to you. I put a little revenge on my first list. My mentor said it was healthy. Some of the people who said I couldn't succeed, kids from the farms of Idaho, they went on my list. Couldn't wait to get my new car, drive it up on their lawn. Say, oh, pardon me, here's the money to have it fixed. This little satisfaction. My Japanese friend, Toru Ikeda, San Jose, California, put on his first list, a Caucasian gardener. Way back then, everybody had a Japanese gardener. Japanese gardener. I said, I'm Japanese, I'm going to have a Caucasian gardener. Okay, a little satisfaction, right? Set your goals. Decide what you want. Write it down. Start checking them off. It's powerful stuff. Next, it's how you feel about everybody. If you want to be a leader, true leader, entrepreneur of the highest order, well-respected, unique in your field, here's number one, how you feel about everybody. This is philosophical as well. You cannot succeed by yourself. So a unique sense of appreciation of everybody goes with the territory of leadership. It takes everybody for each of us to be successful. One person doesn't make an economy. One person doesn't make a symphony orchestra. It takes everybody. For this gathering today, all of you had to be here to make this gathering. Everybody. If one of you were missing, there wouldn't be this many people here. Everybody to make something work. For the office, whatever, the enterprise takes everybody. The gift of America, everybody who came over the last 300 years, bringing with them their gifts. No country has become such a depository of the gifts of the world like America has over the last 200-300 years. People coming, bringing their gifts. Gift of language, gift of learning, gift of politics, gift of government, gift of medicine, gift of healing, gift of music, gift of the work ethic. All this came in steady streams from all over the world, making us unusual because of the gifts that were brought. And to understand that and appreciate it now gives you open access to the market to build what you think is important. Now what I love to do is go back where these gifts came from. Not long ago I was in Rome and had a class. Someone suggested, Jim Rohn loves the music of Andrea Bocelli, the blind opera singer from Italy. So when they introduced me, I walked to the podium, and all 1,000 of these Italians stood up and sang for me one of Andrea Bocelli's songs in true Italian style. I described it to my grandchildren later. I said, here was the scene: a choir of 1,000 and an audience of with me. I thought, here are some of these gifts. Gift of poetry. Gifts. So learn to appreciate the gifts. Now, the last attitude is how you feel about yourself. Nothing more powerful than self-esteem, which creates self-confidence. The greatest steps towards success come from self-confidence, and that comes from self-esteem, doing what you know you should, so that at the end of the day, you have high self-esteem.
And so the more time that you spend thinking and thinking clearly, the more successful you are. Over the years, I worked with some very powerful people, billionaires and multi-billionaires, people who are on the Forbes 400 list repeatedly, over and over. And I've had a chance to be with them during crises. And when times where something was happening that was serious, it was a major problem. And I noticed that they all had one quality in common, is they all went calm. It's just, they went calm. People around them were angry and upset and worried about what happened and who did it and so on. And they would just go calm, almost like a pawn, go calm. And they knew, and I learned later, I didn't know why this was, is that when your mind is calm, your entire cerebellum and deciding brain functions at its highest level, like turning up all the lights on a dimmer switch. It's functioning like a Christmas tree. But when you get upset and angry, what happens is your thinking reverts to your limbic or emotional system, and your ability to think clearly diminishes dramatically, and you make a lot of mistakes. That's why when you are facing a difficult situation, you have to use every skill, trick, game, whatever it is, to stay calm. And that's why they teach you to meditate. Now, I'm going to write a book on this whole subject of thinking because I think it's very exciting, but I want to give you 3 types of thinking practiced by the most successful leaders. And they're very simple, and they're based on many decades of research, Nobel Prize winning results. Number 1 is called short-term thinking versus long-term thinking. Average people think short-term. They think for immediate gratification. They think what they want to do now. They watch television. They do things that give them immediate pleasure. Top people think long-term. They make long-term plans. They have long-term goals. They study courses and read books and courses in order to develop skills for the long term. So the more you think long term, the more guaranteed you are to move in your life and your work and your income. Harvard transferred worldwide, and I began studying years ago. I loved this research. Most people missed when it came out, and it just kind of faded away. But what it basically said is that it doesn't matter where you come from in life, all that matters is how far ahead you think. So if you think 5 or 10 years ahead, and you're willing to sacrifice, and this turned out to be the word in the research, if you're willing to sacrifice pleasure, TV watching, fun in the present, in order to work and prepare yourself for the future. So people who think long term are the ones who move up faster in the ladder of success. The second type of thinking is called uninformed thinking versus informed.